Hey guys, my name is Brian. I serve as one of the pastors here at Exodus, and on August 23rd, we're starting a new series in the book of James. Now, sometimes when we read the Bible, we start to wonder how it applies to us, maybe even if it applies to us. You read through the Bible and you get to some obscure regulation or maybe a long list of names, and you start to wonder, is this really practical for my life today? Well, then we get to a book like James, and practicality is no longer the question on our minds. In fact, James shows us that to follow Jesus means that God's Word presses into every corner of our lives. Listen to some of the concepts James addresses. Suffering, how do we face trials with joy? Confusion, how do we gain wisdom even when we don't have any? Speech, how do we talk to one another and what does that reveal? Partiality, how do we treat one another? Conflict, where does it come from and how do we deal with it together? Money, how do we own it without it owning us? Planning, how do we plan our calendar when we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring? Prayer, how do we cry out to God and trust Him with whatever happens? You see, James presses into every corner of our lives. He calls us to a true and living faith that shows up in how we live. And in a day when the world needs the church to live out what we say we believe, we need the book of James. We need to be reminded what a true and living faith looks like. We need to be reminded that how we live our life matters, and we need to be reminded that our only hope for any of this is Jesus. So I hope you'll join us live or via video on August 23rd as we jump into the book of James.